Hello degenerates of the asylum. Today I will rank weapons based on how useful they are. First, air. Using air as a weapon is not very ethical, but we breathe air. Air is completely useful. Next up, illusions. You get big sword and small sword. Not very useful. And back breaking. Very useful. Next up is Armstrong style. You can punch your enemies with it, or use it as a fire starter for campfire. Sometimes useful. Now for the fourth weapon, assailant. It sucks. Its chains just adds weight to your poor frail body, adding more stress to your muscles. Rarely useful. After that, we have axe. You use it to chop trees for wood for campfires. Usual useful. Next up, backhand slam. This is a basic ability everyone has. You use it to slap the who detest you. Useful. Next up, ban hammer. You can either ban people from your Zoom call, or you can use it. No other use. Sometimes useful. 8. Matt. I am him. Numero new. Belt. Los cinturones son tiles para ajustarse en los pantalones. A veces son tiles. Tent. Big rock. Very useful. Number 11. Verse 3. I don't like this YouTuber, so this tree is useful. 12. Board on nail. You can use this in a bomb apocalypse, or 62.94,634% useful. 13. Bomb on a stick. It has a bomb on a stick. It's epic. Super useful. 1-4. Built different. You get to punch people to show who is the boss and see this blue all around me. That's just number 15. Buster sword. You hit people hard enough so you can do this to the people who detest you. Both are usually useful. 2 to the 4th power. Did you know you could use this to stabilize yourself if you re-roll, or if you have osteoporosis? And did you know that you can hit those pesky teenagers who stole your wallet into the abyss of nothingness to punish them? Cane is very useful. Number 17. Chair. Did you know you can sit in chairs? But did you know you can hit other people with chair? They will not be happy about it, so get rid of the evidence with number 18. Chaos Saber. Want to hide the evidence you want people with the chair. Chaos Saber. Want to throw pixels to people. Chaos Saber. These two are also very useful. Number 19. 2021 comic large for knife and spoon respective. You need utensils to eat. 100% useful. 22. Company weapon. Shovels are useful for self-defense and planting crops. 90% useful. 23. Crescendo. It's just some sword that burns your hand. At least the dead dove is coming pre-cooked, so you don't have to cook the dovey flesh. Rarely useful. 24. Rocky friend. It has a friend. It protects you. Very useful. Hypotenuse number. I'm useful. 26. Cultist sword. Did you know you can be a lamb and do this? Did not cultist, so not useful. Freak you. Did you know you can make an offer so beautiful people as head little and slow? 28. Dark Heart. Did you know you can steal people's life to heal yourself? However, I am a good man, therefore I will not use Dark Heart. 29. Diamond Tester. It tests to detect fraud. Very useful. 30. Dim Dagger. Stab someone with this and it gets bigger and bigger. useful in one specific circumstance. 31. Dull Hunger. Saw some people to near death and get forced to use 32. Danque Jawbone, because this is just some real clingy child that makes you angry. Nothing else real. 33. Dragon Slayer. This weighs 200 kilograms, so no human is able to even use these. And coming back to Dull Hunger and Danque Jawbone, these aren't very useful. One is some thick sword, and one is just some skull. All three of these are not useful. The Forbidden Rule Hammer, Energy Sword. This is a waste of energy for some weapon that isn't even a sword. Save energy, folks. 5 times 7. SOE Elfin. Become budget star platinum. Or do this. Not useful. 6 square. Islander. Honestly, I'm not losing my eye just for some sword made of scrap. Even if it gives me hell, I'm not risking tetanus later on. Rarely useful. 12 prime number. Hyrax. You can give people free lobotomies with this. Or chop out plywood, I guess. 73% useful. Number 38. Fish. Fish good. Fish healthy. Fish everywhere. 200% useful. 39. Fusion. It's just some green sword. There's no use. The ribbons have no use either. This is just a weapon. 10% useful. 40. Go mining. Using not mining yet. Not useful yet. Number 41. Golf club. Golf sucks. Why in the hell would rich people spend thousands of dollars destroying nature just for some boring ass sport? Negative 9,000,000% useful. 42. Hands on fire. Your hands are burning. This is more dangerous than useful. 43. Hat of Discipline. Punish your enemies with raw ass inheritance. Very useful. 44. Hero Blade. Again with Fusion. This is just some random sword. Not useful. 45. Hook Kick. This is an advanced ability only 30% of people have. It can be used to kick your enemies back to Chinatown. Very useful. Alright. 46. Jailer. This is some kamikaze maze. This is only useful in war, and war is unethical, therefore it is not useful. Number 47. Judge. You can judge someone with this, or hammer your house with 11.11% chance of hurting yourself. Somewhat useful. Number 48. Kanamo. This is a weapon. Weapons are automatically rarely useful. 7 squared. Keyblade. You need keys to open locks to open doors, and locks are needed for protection. Very useful. 500. Killer fish from San Diego. Remember, fish all rep 200% useful. 51. Knuckle sandwich. This is an ability everyone has. Use it to boom the people who detest you. Very useful. 52. Kano. This is a sword. Automatically 10% useful. 53. Lamp. Lamps are important to see in the dark. Sure, moths get attracted to it, but maybe not that big a problem. Very useful. Number 54. Lawnmower on a stick. Lawnmowers are used to remove both pesky tall grass and weeds. Very useful. 55. Legion Cot. This is just some brass knuckles, but it gets a rare useful just in case the supernova explosion. It gets this so you could carry a supernova. Number 56. Loan someone. You need money to buy things. Very useful. 57. London. You need knives to chop meat or cutting tape. Very useful. Number 58. Lucille. It's just some bat with barbed wire. I mean you can use it in a zombie apocalypse, but there is none yet. Lucille is not very useful yet. 59. Mad Murder. Again, knives are very useful to chop meat. 60. Marketable port. I hate you port. Not useful. 61. MadhouseDUDE makes you god at this point, also gives you a next life. Very useful to make everything more useful. Number 62. Moonwalker. You get this cool feather and you jump higher. Not useful though. Genderman rule. Nikirin sword. Looks cool, but there are no demons, and even if there were, I'm not risking getting donated. Not useful. Minecraft stack. Giant Reaper. Makes going to places easier, especially for the double jump. Very useful. 65. Painted sword. It has just some sword painted black. Every sword is 10% useful. 66. Pearl side can be used to farm crops, but you need to get the hang of it due to the momentum of every slash you made, which does makes farming faster. Useful but requires trading. Number 67. Pipes are needed to move fluids in one container to another to prevent overflow. Extremely useful. 68. Pool noodle. This is some pool noodle. More at once than need. Funny number. Over eschaton. Again. Swords are 10% useful. This looks cool though. Gold sucks. Number 71. Protest. Signs are needed to warn people about danger ahead. Very useful. Number 72. Random rumble. Raw leeks have a lot of nutrients and antioxidants. Very useful for people with a folate deficiency. 73. Real knife. This weapon sucks. Decreased mental stability and head twitching frequent. Don't even get me started with true love. It makes your head twitch more frequent, making it harder to chop meat. Awful in everyday use. Number 74. Rebellion. I don't know how useful this is because I don't get the reference. 75. Eukaryates. You can chop trees with this. Less efficient than axe, but more efficient than fire axe. Sometimes useful. Number 76. Ruler. You need rulers to calculate the length of an object. You don't have to measure every object. Sometimes. Anyways, number 77, Scimitar. This isn't the 17th century, neither we are finding the One Piece, not useful. 78, Scythe. Scythes can be used to farm crops, basic a sickle with more range, useful for farming. Next one, Seker. The only purpose of this is making people more vulnerable, and I am a reasonable man, therefore this is useless. Number 80, Shadow Axe. Least efficient of the axes due to its slow cooldown, but the size is quite strong, which is useful for bigger trees. Situational useful. 9 squared. Shine. This generates a cyan field around you that deflects you. Useful when involved in a gunfight. 82. Simon S. book. You can cook food simply by opening this. Very useful. Number 83. Skateboard. It's a viable mode of transport. Useful, unless if you read from Norway. 84. Small sword. Size doesn't matter. 10% useful. 85. Smile. There's no way I'm merging with this guy. Number 86. Solemn Lament. Shooting black and white butterflies isn't very useful. Number 87. Spork. You know when I said earlier that all utensils are useful, Spork is an exception. The gimmick of Spork is useless. 88. Spy. He can breach defenses and retrieve classified information, but I'm not breaching defenses and retrieving classified information right now. Not useful. Number 89. Starlight. It's a colorful sword. 11% useful. Number 90. Stick. Sticks are good fire starters, and you can stick a marshmallow on it to cook it. Very useful. Number you thought was a prime number, but isn't. Stop sign. Stop signs are there to make drivers stop for the safety of pedestrians and other drivers. Very important. 92. Sugarcoat. This is a basic ability everyone has, where you sugarcoat the people who detest you. Very useful. 93. Sun on a stick, with only a min Dyson sphere. Very useful. 94. Scuffle hammer. It's just a large toy hammer. Not useful. Number 95. Switchblade. Perfect for self-defense when you get threatened. Just make sure you have a Nintendo Switch in your pocket. Rarely useful. Shy Guy SCP. Tactical fighting technique. Speaking of self-defense, this is a fighting technique that requires years to learn, and it's totally worth it since it's tactical. Still rarely useful. 97. Tango. I'm not losing and replacing my left arm for some sword. Not useful. 98. The Danque. This is just 2 iron knuckles with the word Danque printed on both. You can send people to the moon with these, but 99% of the time their family won't ever see it again. Not useful. Speaking of 99, the man on a leash. Leashes are useful to keep your little named cupcake from attacking some toddler. Useful for pet owners. 100. The sink. Sinks are useful to drain fluids after cooking, washing hands, etc. Very useful. 101. Torch. Torches are useful to see in the dark. Sometimes useful. 102. Trowel. Trowels are a tool for builders, and builders build houses for people to rest in. Very useful. Number 103. TV salesman. TVs are everywhere, and you need TVs for entertainment. Useful. 104. Vampirism. Let's be real here. Being a vampire sucks. Sure, you're essentially immortal, and you can suck people's blood to heal yourself. But first of all, the sun is a dead laser. Number 2. Some wooden stick is enough to kill you. And the worst of all, you cannot eat garlic bread anymore. Extremely not useful. 105. Vinland daggers. These are just some daggers. I mean, you can flex your moves, I guess. Not very useful. Number 106. Wallace's hammer. A hammer is used to hammer nails. I'm not hammering nails, but I might hammer nails later. Useful later. 107. Wand. This can be used to give others a cheaper mode of transport, and everyone who got hit by it has zero complaints, nor reviews whatsoever. Very useful. Number 108. Your eternal reward. Again with 88. I'm not reaching defenses. Not useful. And last, number 109. Zahab. Remember, shovels are good for self-defense, and removing plants from soil. Very useful.